Hello guys, welcome back to Let's Play Shadow Empire with me, Qualification. I'm trying out a bit of a different audio levels thing, try to reduce the background noise this time, but it will make me sound a little bit quieter. I think it should be fine though. I think I still have enough volume to get through. If not, I'll change it. So this turn, round 63, we have killed 200 infantry and 10 tanks. Didn't lose anybody, so that's good. We have 4 decisions and 71 reports awaiting. Entering a decade of fanaticism, yep. And we've completed our development of our rocket artillery, and it occurs to me, considering the Model Design Council, we actually finished our research into gas-powered small arms, so we can upgrade our privates to the next tier with that, and that will substantially improve their firepower. Operationalized storm infantry, which is artillery, tanks, and infantry. And we have discovered heavy assault. I don't care about that really. A spy team, recruit military. We will use that because we have a new commander to appoint. And we are doing our work to appoint a new brigade guy. Let's take a look at the history first. So, first battle that happened, we were attacked from Junavale down here, where we have our Gladius and our heavy MG battalion, and we defended ourselves well. They attacked us with 40 mosquitoes, which I think are their recon trucks, but I'm not sure, and then the Falconones and some Schützen, some outdated Schützens, and that was the only battle we had. Okay, so first things first, I think we're gonna move to, okay, we didn't spot anyone. All right, we're taking the farm. Now, we encircle this guy, I think. And we can just attack him with the Brigade HQ as well as this guy. And hopefully we can encircle and destroy this. Come on, guys. No. That's going to be a defeat. Why is that? Why did they... We had such better odds than they did. I mean, they had high entrenchment, okay. I don't know. That just was a bad loss for us there. Let's see. Did we... where did you retreat to? Did you retreat down here? I think you did. Yeah, you guys retreated there. Okay, so that didn't go well. But we do... Is their capital seriously undefended? There's no way. I mean, we have bad recon, so we may not just see it, but... They wouldn't leave their capital undefended. Certainly. Let's move up our motorbike infantry. Okay, we see there's guys there. So they are, it looks like they're retreating back towards their cap. And we'll keep the blue guy up here. And these motorbikes can start to come up here. Okay, so we basically have this whole section to ourselves now. These guys can continue, get that mountain range. Okay, maybe we get a prospecting thing done there. Alright, on this front, we've got... What are we dealing with exactly? RPGs, Schützenfours, and Panzer Shreks. Yeah, bunker busters. Okay, interesting. Let's see what they have here. Erlichschwagens are their recon buggies. Mosquitoes are tanks. This is their light tank. Wow, that is a very powerful light tank. 380? That's a 60mm howitzer. What does our light tank have? We have some here. No, wait, those are just MGs. We have light tanks in here. Our blitzers are 320, and we have a 60mm, so they have a substantially more powerful weapon on there somehow. The only thing I did from last turn to this one that was different was that I moved the walker that was sitting on this tile with all these guys into this spot just to hold the road. I think that was it was fine. It didn't substantially impact anything. Now, if we wanted to, we could attack with all this stuff. And we're doing a saturation there. That entrenched. The thing is, we're going to need artillery to bombard them down pretty much across the board. These guys are just in place to hold. So let's move up. Keep moving up. There we go. So they are still there. We have such bad recon. Alright, and then move the artillery in, and we're going to have the artillery do a ranged attack and just try to blow down the readiness. Maybe we get a kill if we can, but likely not. Okay, so do we get any impact to readiness? No. They're at 46 though. That's what we anticipate anyway. 150 entrenchment, so they're extremely entrenched, but we do have tanks. I mean, if we just attack with all these guys, 26 to 1 odds. Let's do it. I think we can win that battle. Let me go back to the graphical. Good lord, are we really losing this? We lost. We lost it. And we actually lost some tanks. The entrenchment of our enemies is insane. I mean, 128%. I don't know. What is their posture? We have Blitzkrieg. They have defense. That was the ideal, you know, posture matchup for us. We still lost. I mean, they do have better infantry than we do, but I don't know. I mean, okay. Well, we're going to have to do some strategic changes this turn anyway. Let's have this militia start moving over here. And this militia can join it. These guys are just going to go out to cap. That's basically what they're there for. These guys are coming up to the cap. And someone informed me some things about the way that logistics works in this game. So one thing to note is that our truck station in the cap here, where is it? It's just a level 1. Yeah. The 105 AP that we're getting out of this is only basically it's boosted by 1 supply base. A second supply base like this one won't do anything. So we're gonna close that supply base down. It doesn't do anything for us. Well, I mean, that's what he said. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll find out, I guess. It would also mean that this supply base isn't doing anything, so we can close that down. This one is, because Bell has a truck station, so it's fine to have a supply base there. And also told me that for the private economy to build oil wells on these things, they need to have truck stations to get them out there, basically. So for us, we are going to have to get some truck stations built. We are losing food now also, so we are going to have to upgrade our farm. We got a few turns on that though, plus we have all of our resources invested in this, the 500 metal per turn on the industry, and then 200 per turn, so we're doing 700 metal a turn on our bureaucrat offices and everything. And on this tile here, where we have our mine, metal mine, so this will produce now 750 a turn, so we'll be fine. Okay, so our advance is stalled here for now. They have a couple dome farms on there. That's interesting. Or is that just the... I don't think that's... No, the Hex doesn't have anything. Really? I mean, we want to kind of just garrison ourselves. These heavy MG guys are here to bolster this front line, to just make sure that nobody is getting any kind of encirclements off or anything. And we can move this guy up. And we'll... Okay, so that's good. It stopped us. We had recon there. We can move there. Alright, so we know there are dogs there. We're not going to do anything about it. These motorbikes... we can move up 1 here. Okay, so we see that their army is mostly here. Why do we not have recon here? We only have 12 points. And we do want to seize this road. I'm going to move that militia away because he is... this piece of road allows us to get supply all the way up through here using those roads. So that's good. Alright, also I learned a hotkey, which is I can press the number 9. Yes, this will toggle to units that are important. So we're going to set this guy. How do I do it? Do I have to... Whoops. Looks like that feature has some graphical issues. Again, this is like the early version of the game. I haven't updated to the newest version. I know there's been some substantial changes. Let's see, how do I do this? There's a way to set a unit to be a guard. You have to inspect it, maybe. Group move, inspect. Yeah, that's what we... No, we don't want that. And basically, if you get a unit to be a guard, then they won't show up in the list of toggling things that you're doing. Let's keep going here. So we have, these guys are all fine. Okay, so these are all now designated as guards for some reason. Maybe because they already went. It's a possibility there. Might be because they're in defensive posture and these guys already went. Let's take our decisions. Militia commemorative plaque. Yes, we always do that. We're going to develop a new model of infantry, and by that I mean we're going to build on Privates 3, give them gas-powered carbines. Wait a minute, why is this superior? Ah, we don't have gas-powered automatic rifles. So this actually reduces firepower but conserves ammo. That's interesting. So that's a worse thing for us to work on. Okay, actually MG3s are fine. I'd like to get a better light tank, but we don't really have the resources to bother right now. How did our rocket artillery come out? May well be that we need to change the actual guy that we have doing that council as well. Where is it? Design and our rocket launcher, Cloudfire. 87, not bad. Pretty good. I mean, I say pretty good. It's all right, basically. And we have these guys are incapable. In other words, they have no defense because they're not meant to be on the front line. However, what you may notice, where if you can see it here, there we go. See, this is artillery range, meaning they don't have to be right next to enemies to fire. Depending on the type of rockets used, they can do up to that distance. And we don't have any optimizations done. And we're just using small rockets. Alright, I think we do get a strategic battalion of those. An independent battalion, and just have them over on the front line here. Which, I mean, I just know there's enemies in there, so I don't want to even move. But taking this farm away from them is a huge coup. In fact, if we have, I don't know if we have the logistics points here. Let's see. Preview. We're only going to get 10 logistics points out this way, but basically we could get some of this food that they're producing in Mapawalt. Interesting stuff there. Okay, let's turn off that map mode. Go back to our decisions. We are going to develop... Maybe we improve our existing artillery that we're using. They're both bad. Both of our artillery models are just bad. I mean, they are howitzers better than the AG, and they're both pretty dreadful. Yeah, I mean, what about our mechanized artillery? We just built that pretty much, so we don't need to worry about that. We could get our tank to be more better. I don't know. Motorcycles, yeah, we have terrible motorcycles. That's not really going to help. Buggies suck. We could get better versions of those, although until we get the improved sensors, I don't think there's a point. We do have really good infantry, though. One thing we could do, there's a little bit of field testing that's been done on this, so we could just get a benefit from upgrading them. We may as well get some AT guns, just because those are very useful. And we'll stick with the... These are towed, they're not on trucks. So let's go for a big gun, a 240. That seems fine. And they can have combat armor. Okay. What do we want to operationalize? Light armor, infantry, no. Heavy siege, motorized. Yeah, none of these are really appealing to me. Heavy assault infantry, heavy siege infantry. Let's go with the armored army, which I think is a 50-50 split on that factor. Alright, so we have a strat card to play for a recruit military. We're going to do that. And he can now enter the pool, and he's very, very suitable. He has got... He's cap 4. He's actually a really good leader overall. He might be worth replacing our guy at staff design, in fact. He's a very good military leader. Ronald Gravman. High interpersonal rating. Interesting. He would be pretty suitable for putting in that role. Okay, so he's not a senior leader. He's not attached to a political party. Very loyal. Interesting. Let's compare him to directors. There we go. Ronald Gravman. He is our only cap 4 person. If we look at, where is it here? Model design? No, we want staff, I think. No, model design is what we want for him, yeah. So, cap level 4, suitability is 72 for the guy in charge of our model design, which is actually higher than any of our other people. That's kind of amusing. Is this his suitability? Or theirs? Well, let's check. We can just check AstroXenophor's suitability. He's very suitable. So actually he's fine. He's doing a fine job in his role. Well, we'll point him to this role for now. We may shuffle him into something more important later on, but he's going to be a very useful military commander in this yellow team. Strategically speaking, we are burning through a lot of ammo. We're making IP, though. In fact, at this point, we might be able to. We have that second metal mine we can make over here. Let's start building the road to it now. We'll just do a dirt road for now. So that's going to be 320 on its own. So we'll just do 1 for now, and then 320 next turn if we have the surplus. And that will allow us to start building a metal mine on this tile, where we can get a ton of metal. That'd be very nice. Alright, so over on this front, the storm guys already all attacked and failed. We have a recon buggy who can move out. Might just have him kind of linger. The motorbikes, let's reinforce this position with other guys. Can we move them up? No? Okay, so let's do this. And we can have our motorbikes kind of... They can provide recon for the artillery strikes here, so that'll be helpful. These guys are not alone there. I don't really want them on the front line, though, so we're going to move the commander back. These guys all have lots of dudes in their garrison. Do we have a defense card we can play on this HQ? We have an entrench card. Siege card, rush card, fluid defense. Recon and force. Fluid defense. Infantry and artillery get bonuses. Mechanized get penalties. That may be useful, because I think these are just MGs and infantry. Yeah, so we can play that with no ill effects. Let's play fluid defense on the 4th MG infantry. Okay, so they're going to have a bonus to defending. And here in 2 turns, we're going to get a big boost to our IP and to our BP. And once we have that, we can start changing our production on some things. One thing we could do is get the second metal mine up. We can then maybe build some depots to get us these oil resources, access to them. I mean, the war doesn't seem to be going well on the individual battles, but if we look at the territory gained, we have, like, been just absolutely, completely victorious in that regard. Our borders over there are stable. Okay. So there's a little bit of a risk on this front over here, just because we don't have a lot of troops to... In fact, I think we'll pull these guys back so they don't get surrounded. We don't have a lot of troops to contest this front line. We may have to summon yet another brigade just to do that. Then again, blue team might be able to do that for us. Looks like green team here is going to have to pull back soon, but we might be able to do a lot of damage just by holding this farm. Some interesting choices we could theoretically make here. Did we attack them? I think we did, didn't we? Maybe not. Maybe we didn't. I think we did. I think it was a disaster for us, too. Okay, so if they attack us, they could cut us off, theoretically, if they went for this tile. Whereas, there's no way they can cut us off on that one. I think I might move this guy back one just so this guy can't walk here and cut everybody off. And we'll hold on to this farm tile as well. We'll just keep it under our control. What's this I said over here? Ice mine. They've got industry, they've got biofuel, they have a recycling center. They have industry level 1 though, and their high command is shit. They're a long way off from that being relevant. And did they only have bureaucrat as level 1? Yeah. Okay, so they are not producing much BP. We're probably ahead of them on tech, which is good. Alright, that's enough faffing about on this turn. Let's move forward and find out what kind of trouble we get into on the next one. I didn't even order replenishments, actually, but... well... that might be fine for right now. I'm waiting on our current research on advanced sensors to finish. Once that happens, then we'll switch into some more relevant military stuff. Advanced sensors will help. I mean, that'll give us recon boosts. Right now, we're just trying to operate on a defensive level and maybe just kind of build a bigger front line than the enemy can. I think we have bigger logistical capacity and bigger like industrial capacity, so numbers are on our side, I think. Dongaran does have more cities than us, but that doesn't really mean much because, as we can see from their capital, their resources are fairly limited. They have level 1 industry, they have level 1 bureaucrat offices, level 1, or they have a level 2 high command, and they just started building a level 3. And that's really all they have. Now since, well, they do have a recycling center, I suppose. That'll give them metal production, although it's far less efficient. I'm guessing that they saved up metal to build the industry with. They don't have a metal mine. It's possible they do. They have a lot of territory we've never seen, but that's what I'm guessing based on the fact that they haven't done more upgrades. And we apparently have rebels to deal with. That's not good. I thought all of our people were relatively happy, so maybe it's someone else's rebels. Okay, what do we got? And we killed 600 and lose anybody. That's good. 4 decisions, 68 reports. We've completed our research into advanced sensors. Good. We have a bunch of new stratagems, a defense card, that's good. Got a spy team. Relatively low ammo. Yeah, that's true. We are going to need to build more ammo. Let's take a look at the history. So the first battle we had was here, defending with our walkers against a couple of attackers. And we were able to kill 500 of them. And there was also a battle up here. The indie animals attacked us, and we killed 100 of them. So they moved up guys here, and they have guys here too. They've moved up a lot of them. Okay, so in that regard, we do need to have this garrisoned a little bit. But what can we do in terms of replenishment? Let's take a look. 1,400 casualties. Let's just make that real quick. Do we have the resources? We got plenty. And we have machine guns to replace. And we had tanks that got lost, I know. Maybe they were, okay, light armor. So we'll do all that. We still have enough IP to do the next stuff, right? So this is fine. We don't need to do anything there. So let's build the road out a little bit more here. Okay, so now we can start building a metal mine here. We're gonna wait on that just for a turn. Well, we're gonna garrison that tile with our unit there. These guys will move up. I'm just gonna hem them in so that they can't do anything fancy. On this front line, it looks like the other unit, look at the history, we might be able to watch this happen. So it used to be here. Bunch of units moving back into Dunkelraum, as we can see. So they moved up, and then there. Okay. Looks like they have an armor division there of some kind. Okay. So that tile here is empty. And what do they have in this army here? We suspected there was armor at the start of last turn, but maybe there isn't. Alright, so our motorbikes can move up a big amount there. Let's have these guys move over. And they're... I think they're more powerful than they're letting on here. Okay. Let's do something like this. These blue guys, we can move up and maybe just move here so they can't get the cutoff on us. Similarly, I would like to move this whole front line forward. Can we just erase these guys? 1-to-1, but that's, oh, that's so bad. What are we dealing with here? Privates 3 and level 1 Axiom Gs. Alright, what's it gonna take? Oh, we don't have the resources for that. Yeah, we don't. Or maybe we can. We need to build ammo though, so let's do that. Let's make 200 ammo. Alright, so we have that. Now, if we wanted to mass upgrade this across all units in the strategic headquarters, we want to do that. It's going to cost us 40 and 64. Okay, we can do that. We're going to get all of those guys upgraded. Good. Now we have level 3 Axiom Gs on every single piece of this army. Alright, the tanks here. Where's our motorbike up here? Do we have one still? these guys. Okay, and these are just... Oh, they do have tanks. They've got tanks here. Lots of tanks. They have a suicide bomber. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and have artillery. Where are they? Where is my... Okay, my Rockies. Let's bomb... Who do we have the best recon on? 171, 122, 138. Let's bomb these guys. In fact, we can attack with everybody. No return fire expected. Come on, guys. Land some hits. 50 AP. Come on. There we go. Got a hit. A couple more. 2, 3 hits. What did we do readiness-wise? We did pretty good readiness damage to them. At least we think we did. So maybe we could attack them. Accomplish something here. Wow, no. Yeah, that's a terrible matchup. 886 cumulative modifier, turning their relative defensive power into 7,000 modified. Because mainly, well, they have a lot of things adding up. The entrenchment is huge. So we can't really advance on this front. We might have to just basically say we could potentially cut them off here. That would be useful. We'd cut the road off, access to that for them. We have a couple GR infantries holding that road. There's this GR infantry. Okay, so why don't we move this guy? Where do we want to do it? We're gonna go over. Okay, this guy's gonna move up. Okay, so we have this secured now. So we can move him out. Okay, good. And he can stay on the road. That'll give organizational power to everybody. I guess maybe we can move up a little bit. Now, because we did that, I do feel like we can maybe move one of these guys over. Move him here. Nope, we got into a battle. Ooh, and our walkers were destroyed. We got one of them, but those were anti-tank troops that we blundered into. Damn. Okay, so we know that there's more guys here. Let's maybe have a little bit more of our troops garrisoned to that point. Have him go here. Give us better recon on this front. Check our decisions. I would like to get the Interior Council. We are currently, all of our stuff is on the things we want. Okay, so I think it's time we go for personal armor optimization. We're just going to get some straight bonuses to our guys. Exeter can be upgraded. We don't need to do that right now. Elite Sniper sounds good. Okay. Now there's enough here that I think that this unit has some mobility. So why don't we move him in as more of a wedge. Where do we want him at? Over here. To hold this road. Now the rest of the blue team, what can we do with you? Not a whole lot. Green team. Alright, so there's some sort of indie here that we don't really care that much about. Let's move our commander over. Move these guys over too. So there's their guys that they have stacked on their cap, and they're entrenched. So that's going to be a huge task to blow down. But these militias, we can put them in the cap, but we're so safe from attack that I think I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to strategically redeploy them to here, and then I'll have them walk in and claim this stuff. One more turn, we'll have our industry and our bureaucrat offices. Bell, we can start building the metal mine here. We have a lot of metal now. How is the trade in that still, actually? Metal's becoming even more scarce, so that basically means we have a stranglehold on it, I believe. Now, you guys are all attached to a fluid defense posture, I believe. Yes? Okay, good. So we don't want to mess with the yellow team. Yellow team is here to just offer some extra firepower. Well, to offer a bulwark, really. Food situation improved. This guy might get encircled. He's going to have a tough time. We can break him out relatively easily, though. But he's just a little bit too far forward than where we want to be, I think. Our hop log says everyone's in the green, though. Did we do all of our replenishment that we needed? I think we did. Maybe what we do is we actually have a little bit more. We'll just order up enough privates. 3. We'll get our max, so that'll be that much. And they'll just be sitting in the SHQ ready to go out as soon as they're needed. Okay, man, some tough situations going on here. And these indies, of course, are just over here causing chaos. I mean, we are pushed all the way up to the capital of Dunkelraum, though. That's kind of amusing, you know, just the sheer forwardness of our position. Is it sustainable? You know, I don't know. Let's end the turn. We'll do one more. And then, well, I don't know. It's a tough thing to understand because we're doing these wars on 2 fronts, and we know that the enemy is better than us in terms of their raw unit strength. They have better commanders than we do, effectively, which I think is just their regime profiles because they're militarists, aka they have fist, they have autocracy, and they have enforcement, which just gives them combat bonuses. So we can't really compete with them 1-to-1. We have to we just have to kind of like overpower them with numbers and maybe look for gaps in their lines to exploit. One thing we could think about is walkers can go without supply, so we could send a walker unit through the mountains by Exeter and kind of cause some problems over there. The big problem with that is our enemy has pretty good anti-tank disbursement among his forces, plus the walker has no recon, so he can't really tell if he's going to get ambushed. The personal combat armor optimization, or personal armor optimization, should help us. We're going to start getting bigger HP pools from that. That'll make us more competitive, but really we just have a deficiency in our basic designs across the board to all of their units. Obviously the most important is the baseline infantry unit, which we are very significantly weaker than them on. Possibly because they have optimization techs. They're using the Applied Science Council for that. Hard to say. Alright, we killed 100 and lost 200. That's not good. 5 decisions, 71 reports. We accomplished our goal of getting our BP to 7 levels. We've created yet another model of artillery. Or no, this is our AT gun, rather. We discovered motorized storm infantries. Got a bunch of new cards. Limit trade. That's interesting. We don't have any trade because everyone's at war with us. Let's check our histories. First battle. We lost all of our guys in this battle. Or rather, you know, all the losses we took were in this battle. It was against really Dunkelraum's central army here. They attacked one of our units, I think. And they did drive them back, although we inflicted some casualties. The other battle we had, there was an attempt to attack our recon trucks with some AT guys and infantry, and that failed. And so you can see a big part of this is just a matter of your defensive posturing. It's not so much about the raw attack power. As you can see, even in the case of them attacking these really outdated trucks with poor stats, frankly, their hit points versus, well, their values versus infantry were still enough, considering the entrenchment and everything, to give them a victory against an army that was anti-tank incorporated. Or incorporated anti-tank units, I should say, to be more specific. We're gonna move. Oh gosh, this is tough. Let's do our decisions first. So our budget. I think we maybe drop the Supreme Command a little bit. In fact, Secret Service. Let's just drop that like 3 points. It's a 50% budget cut for them. They're not going to be happy with that. Staff Council. We'll stick them a little bit lower too. 8%. Model Design. Drop them down. Supreme. Drop them down. Alright, so then we're giving the extra research to these two, and in this case we want military research to be the primary beneficiary, so this is going to make some people mad. Yeah, Victor Fox is not happy. Autocracy, that's not going to happen. I refuse. So that's going to cause problems because of the fanaticism. Model Design, Council Task Priorities. Sorry about that. My phone was just going off there. So let's go ahead and just confirm 50-50 for now. What do we want to develop? New model of infantry. Let's develop a third iteration of artillery. We're not going to build upon anything. We're just making a new design. We're going to stick a bigger gun on it. We're going to stick a 150mm with combat armor. Gap mount can be upgraded. We don't need to upgrade it right now, so we're just going to ask me later on that. Okay. And we're going to have a lot to do this turn, so I'm actually going to end it there. And what we'll do is I'm going to wait on some feedback on how we should proceed here. And hopefully we can get some useful intel out of you all about what we think we ought to be doing right now. I think it's worth noting, if we look at our military research here, personal armor optimization, 24%. So the more we optimize it, the more protection our suits and personal armor will give. So this will be, I think it just goes in tiers, like each tier gives you a new threshold bonus. So we're going to be at personal armor optimization, then it goes to personal armor optimization 2, and so forth. Yeah, at least that's what I'm imagining. Anyway, yeah, I would love to hear feedback on what you guys think is an appropriate play for us. I'm just going to get this guy out of that situation. He doesn't need to be cut off. And we'll see you in the next one.